Hi, Jesse with Etrailer. Today I'll show you how to assemble the Kuat NV 2.0. This is how your bike rack will arrive. I'll get everything out of the box for you and set everything up so we can show you what's inside. Before we start assembly, it's a good idea to set all your parts aside just to check on everything you're going to be working with today and make sure everything you're supposed to have is included. So I'll go through the parts here. We will have 2 inner tire trays, 2 outer tire trays, and the pivot assembly. So here's our smaller parts. We have the hitch pin and lock, a 6mm Allen wrench, 2 keys that come with a bottle opener, the end cap plug, 3 bolts with nuts, then a smaller bolt, trail dot clamp, the pivot lever, rear end cap with an 8mm Allen wrench clipped inside of it, our fat tire kit, and 20-inch to 24-inch tire adapter kit, and a nice bag to keep your tools in. Before we begin our assembly, we'll have to remove our trail dock, which is located on the rear here. There's a lever here on the bottom in the front. Flip that open, quarter turn, and that will slide out. We'll set that aside. And for our purposes, we're going to install this into a receiver. You don't have to do this at home. You could just build it on the floor, but I think it'll be easier to show you what we're doing if it's installed into a receiver. So I'll take our hitch pin here, remove the dust cap, and slide our key in there, unlock it. And I'll just slide this into our hitch pin hole and leave that there for now. Once you have this installed into your receiver, you will want to tighten down the anti-rattle knob. It's just as easy as turning this clockwise. And just try to get it pretty snug. That'll keep this from moving around while we're working on it. With the trail dock removed, we will insert our end cap here. It should just slide in, and it's held in by clips. Install our trays here. You'll see each tray has a identifying sticker. This one says A, so that's going to go with the corresponding sticker on the beam here. That's also A. And the A tray already has a bolt ready to go. You'll just have to remove this nut and it should slide in there. So each set of trays will have 2 bolts that will go through each one to hold them on, and the bolts need to be alternated. So the one on the front side will go this way, the one on the back side will go that way, and you'll just have to note the back of the holes here. This one's hexagon, so that is where the nut will go, and this one here is round, so the bolt head will slide in there. For these steps, it may be easier to work on the ground with this upside down. That way you won't have to worry about juggling both the trays and getting everything lined up. Just make sure if you're doing that to lay down a piece of cardboard or maybe just use the box that the rack came in. You don't want to scratch up a good-looking rack before you even get to use it. But at this point, I'll just remove the tape here. That way I can slide this bolt all the way through. And then I'll get, this will be our B rack, just double check to make sure. And we'll have this with the strap facing up. If your strap's down here, you may just need to slide it down out of your way. So I'll put this in, and then I'll slide our other bolt through this side. Now we have our nut pushed into our hole here. We're not able to spin the nut because it's locked in there, so you'll have to take your Allen wrench here, get everything lined up, and turn it. And this should spin pretty smoothly right off the bat. If you feel like it's kind of fighting you, you're most likely trying to cross thread it, so just back it out and try it again. Just make sure everything's straight. Get that tightened down pretty good. We don't want to tighten it down all the way because we still need to get the other one tight. So we'll just get that kind of snug for now because we still need to tighten down the front one. So I'll just insert my nut again. Make sure everything's lined up. One thing I've learned with my experience assembling these myself is getting these lined up can be kind of difficult just because you're trying to get two of the trays with some weight to them to all line up so that you can install the bolt. So a little trick I've learned is to get my nut into its hole here, get my Allen wrench ready on the bolt, and as I'm tightening, I will push this way on the Allen wrench and also push with my finger on the nut, and just keep doing that until eventually it will start to thread in, and once it threads in, you are golden and you're ready to tighten it down. Now we'll get these tightened all the way down, and then we'll install our second set of trays, which will be the same process. Install our pivot lever. We'll just slide it into this nut sticking out here, and you want to line it up so that there's about an inch of space between the lever here and the tray. Once we have it slid in, we'll take our bolt and lock washer, get that pushed in, and take that same Allen wrench and tighten it down. Now with our lever installed, fold it up for our next step. So you just pull the lever back and push up on the rack. If you're not planning on traveling with the trail dock installed in the rack, included is a dust cap, so you will need to install that. Again, this is only if you're not installing the trail dock into the rack. So we'll just pull down this lever and you'll see some notches here. Line up with that notch, push it in, and close the clamp. If you are planning on traveling with the trail dock installed, we'll put that in now. So we'll just pull this lever down, take our trail dock post and our clamp. You'll see the clamp has a threaded end here that will go into this bolt. So we'll just get those lined up. And on the back of the post, spin this hand knob, and we'll get that snug. Once it's nice and snug, we can slide it into this hole here. I'll just rotate it until I feel that it's trying to drop down. Once it's slid down in there, rotate it again to line it up with those notches and close your lever. We've completed the assembly of the bike rack, so it's a good idea to get your bike rack onto your vehicle if it's not already and test fit any bikes that you plan on carrying. You can make any minor adjustments. If you're finding that your bikes are making contact, I have one more thing I want to show you. All we have to do is grab our Allen wrench, which is slided back here. You'll just pull it out, and we'll come to this bolt on the tire cradle. Loosen this bolt up. Make sure you're loosening it up but not removing the bolt all the way. And once that's loosened, we have the ability to tilt this tire down or keep it in the center or tilt it up. So once you have it in the position that you like, you just take that Allen wrench again, tighten your bolt up, and then you'll slide your Allen wrench back into its spot. And that's going to do it for the assembly of the Kuat NV 2.0. Again, my name's Jesse. Enjoy the ride.